just finished assembling my 51 John Paul Jones P Bass recreation, I guess you call it, my tribute, might as well call it tribute, whatever. So it's all the standard spec of the 51 P Bass, but his bass was apparently sanded down because when it was brought to him to try out originally in the very late 60s or early 70s, someone had painted it purple, including the neck. Imagine that. So he thought, it's a good bass, I'll take it, but I'll get someone to strip it. So this is what his looked like. The body might have been slightly lighter. For me, the back came out a little bit better than the front, but for now I'm not complaining about that. I've just spent the last hour and a half setting and resetting the neck and sanding the neck and then putting a shim on the neck and finally getting the action where I wanted. I had to cut the end of the neck off because it was originally a 21 fret neck and it was a little too long, and I wanted to have it fit very nicely in the pocket. As you can see, there's no gap or anything like that. There is a little bit of a gap because I had to shim after I over sanded a little bit the angle at the end of the neck at the heel to fit in. I could always go back and sand it a little bit more in the other direction, but right now it seems to be set up pretty well, so why bother? The neck has a jazz bass profile, not a precision, so it's not as chunky. It has an old set of probably import tuners that I relicked in the past to put on a different body. The body was an ash, a clean new ash body that was cut by a CNC machine by Taro Woods, and thank you very much for that. It came out very nice. It was a pleasure to hand sand it the entire time. The machine never touched this thing when I got it. I stained it with a couple different types of vintage amber lacquer, and then another coat, a couple coats of regular clear gloss lacquer that I then kicked back with steel wool. I've had to rewire underneath the control panel a couple times to finally get it right, because there's a lot of different ways that people seem to think these things should be wired. I went with the Seymour Duncan wiring in the end. I happen to have a Seymour Duncan quarter pounder single coil pickup in here that I had picked up, and see for yourself, it is noisy, which is what you would expect from a single coil, but I've set it all up and set up the neck, and the A sounds great, the overtones are there, E sounds great, it's swimming around. A little concerned about the noise like that, but not sure what I can do about that. I do have it all shielded as well as I can, and of course connected between here and here, underneath and all that. But when I drop the pickup, the high end a little bit, it says a 0.1 nice fat cap on it. Let's take it all the way back. There's plenty of bottom on this thing. That's nice. I'll put it up maybe a third. Of the way. There's a set of brand new Labella, they call these RX nickel wounds. So far I'm liking them. The E still is a little clacky to me. That sounds great, wide open again. Pretty happy. It's going to be loud, it's going to be strong. I think it'll cut through in the mix really well. The whole point of this bass is John Paul Jones used it on a few specific tunes for tours in the early 70s that I will be recreating with Mr. Jimmy this year, especially Immigrant Song, Black Dog, and a few others. So it's got to have an edge and bite. It really, in the end, had more edge and bite than his jazz, the way he had it set up, and that's what I'm looking for. So. Maybe with a pick, which I don't have currently available to me. I can't find anything else on it. But there you go. There's the bass.